Today I had the honor of arguing Medina versus Planned Parenthood, a case that will decide whether South Carolina is free to direct taxpayer Medicaid dollars in a way that it believes will most benefit low-income women and families. Planned Parenthood is a multi-billion-dollar organization dedicated to performing abortions and providing dangerous gender transition drugs, not comprehensive health care. According to its own reporting, Planned Parenthood performs between 1/3 and 2/3 of all abortions in the United States annually, while its provision of other medical services declines. Between 22 and 2023, preventative care visits fell 31%, and the number of patients seen annually has fallen by 60% since the 1990s. Meanwhile, cancer screening and prevention services have dropped by 71% since 2010. Indeed, according to a New York Times expose just published in February, over the last 5 years, the national office has distributed more than $899 million to affiliates to help them deliver care, but none of it went directly to medical services. Much of it went instead to pro-abortion politicking and legal support. Planned Parenthood's own leaders say they have repeatedly prioritized the political fight for abortion over supporting their affiliates that are supposed to be providing care for women. In sum, Planned Parenthood's leadership has openly prioritized abortion activism over maintaining its facilities and offering essential health care for low-income patients. It gets worse. Planned Parenthood has become the nation's second-largest provider of dangerous gender transition drugs. They even admit to giving them to minors across the country. These drugs cause irreversible harm and create lifelong medical dependencies, raise serious ethical and health concerns, and those concerns are shared by a growing number of Americans skeptical of radical gender ideology infiltrating public institutions. Taxpayers should not be compelled to fund an organization that profits from abortion and pushes experimental treatments on vulnerable children. And low-income women are entitled to better treatment than Planned Parenthood provides. South Carolina already offers exactly that. There are roughly 200 publicly funded healthcare clinics in South Carolina that provide a broad range of high-quality healthcare services, including family planning services. We are hopeful that the court will affirm that Congress never intended for Medicaid recipients to be able to drag states to federal court to defend individual provider disqualification decisions, or for courts to override states' reasonable decisions about who is qualified to provide health care. South Carolina, supported by the U.S. government, agrees that states must have the authority to steward limited Medicaid resources towards providers that align with their values and serve their citizens' true health care needs, not a multi-billion-dollar entity advancing an activist agenda. South Carolinians and all Americans deserve better than to see their tax dollars funneled to an organization with Planned Parenthood's radical priorities. We look forward to a ruling that restores states' freedom to protect life and prioritize genuine health care.